Hello, and welcome to the series. This is the place where we take on the impossible task of guarding the best basketball players on planet Earth. Warning: guarding the best leads to getting dunked on, getting dropped, and other forms of humiliation. It's no fun job, but somebody has to do it. Why not us? In these videos, we'll take a look at player tendencies. First, we take an analytics look through shot charts. Then, we break down film and see how these players get their shots and how coaches design actions for them to get to their spots. Finally, we tackle the task of how to guard. Today's task, Steph Curry. First, let's break his shot down into the three levels. He shoots about 56% of his shots from beyond the arc from the three. Only 10% of his shots come from the mid-range area, and he gets to the rim about 34% of the time. So he favors the three, he likes to shoot it from deep, but he still gets to the rim at a pretty decent rate. Now let's look at his shooting percentages from these areas. From beyond the arc, he shoots 42%. That's a dangerous shooting percentage, especially for someone who shoots such a high amount of shots like him. In the mid-range area, he shoots 52%. But again, he doesn't shoot as many shots from here. When he gets to the rim, he's finishing at 57%. It's a strong finishing percentage, especially for a three-point dominant player of his size and build. It forces the defense to be honest. If we look deeper into this shot chart, we can see Steph favors the sidelines, especially that right side. That's where his hot spots are. This is most likely because he's more of an off-ball threat. Rather than coming to get the ball all the time and creating his own shot, Steph can delegate that responsibility to his teammates, allow them to make plays while he gets in good positions. This allows him to hover around the wing and the corners a little more. That blue cold zone at the top of the key, it's not uncommon for go-to guys. They got to take a little more difficult shots with the shot clock winding down. This is the area where it usually happens after the flow of the offense hasn't really created anything. If we look at these stats, the assist to turnover ratio is good for Steph. As a guard, anytime you're making double as many plays as you are turning the ball over, you're in good shape. Lastly, his ability to draw fouls isn't as good as I expected. But as an extremely high free throw percentage shooter, I wouldn't be surprised if this is teams putting a lot of emphasis on trying to keep him off the line. Overall, Steph's shot chart is good. Not any glaring weaknesses. He's got respectable shooting percentages from pretty much all around the court. He's even got a couple really dangerous ones. I think the biggest thing you take away from looking at something like this is his high volume of three-point shots. He's shooting more than half of his shots from beyond the arc. But also his ability to finish when you do force him to get to the rim. That's essentially what the numbers tell you. And this is a great thing to look at if you're looking for an overview of a player. But when you are in the heat of the moment and you're sweating it out and fighting it out with some of the best players in the NBA, you still don't know how they're getting their shots, why they're getting their shots, or even when they're going to take those shots. And that's why you got to break down film. You got to put some context to these numbers. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to break some film down and we're going to get some context. If you've been in a coma for the last decade, maybe you haven't figured this out yet, but the rest of us have come to a unanimous agreement that Steph Curry is a pretty good three-point shooter. Now, if you're a little more in touch with reality, you realize what Steph Curry's doing should be illegal. The amount of abuse this man is inflicting on defenders is inhumane. A combination of incredible footwork, a magical touch, a rapid release, and an energy level that never runs out has made Steph, yes, I'm saying it, the greatest shooter ever. What separates Curry from some other superstars in the league is his playmaking ability without the ball. He doesn't need the ball to create chaos. Don't get it wrong. His elite ball handling ability will leave even the best defenders dancing. But he may be even more dangerous when he doesn't have it. There's no moment of relaxation guarding Curry. Steph's quick release creates an endless array of scoring opportunities. All of a sudden, routine events like closeouts, running transition, and relocating are serious scoring threats. One wrong step immediately turns to code red for the defense. 1 second, you think you're about to score. The next, you're pulling the ball out of your basket. 1 second, you think you have the situation under control. The next, Curry's splashing a 3 in your face. A player like Curry makes coaching one hell of an enjoyable job. As long as he's on your team, of course. Create him the smallest sliver of space, and you got yourself a 3. Let's take a look at some of the actions the Warriors staff have designed for Curry. Screen-to-screener actions are great for players like Curry. The slightest bit of miscommunication from the defense will give Curry plenty of space to get a shot off. Another brilliant action the Warriors have designed is an option off their post entries. When they enter the ball in the post, the passer will screen away for the man at the top, who's usually Curry, setting up a perfect inside-out rhythm 3 for the post man just to flip the ball to Curry. You can't get this kind of rhythm in warm-ups. Curry destroyed Elfrid Payton with this action. Poor Payton doesn't know what to do. Straight up abuse is what this man did to Payton in this game. Steph's even got an answer when the back door isn't open. Abusive. Doing an analysis of a number of the top players in the NBA, it's my opinion that Steph Curry is the most difficult to plan for. At a certain point, there's just an element of hoping he misses. Take this clip, for example. This poor bastard does everything he can. He's attached. He's fighting through the screen beautifully. He's there to contest. He even takes away vision. But Curry still drains the 3 like it's nothing. That being said, there are some things you can do to try to bother him. I would go with length. A mobile, lanky defender is ideal. Someone like Mikal Bridges. Mobile enough to move with Curry, and his ranginess will allow him to recover if he does give up that step. The shorter, stockier types just can't recover fast enough. With the off-ball actions, especially the screen-to-screener stuff, the communication has to be sharp. The slightest indecision, and Curry's ready to burn. On the post-entry action, I believe switching's the best. If you can take away that shot, they kind of trap themselves in the corner. There's not great spacing to flow into anything else. If you've made it this far in the video, I'd like to thank you, and I hope you got something out of it. If you enjoyed listening to my monotone voice, feel free to give the video a like. If you want to see more player analysis like this, subscribe. Hopefully I'll have a new player every week or two until we run out of players to guard.
No, and Green taps it to Curry. Warriors have missed 6 of their last 7 during this run.